Hi there, ladies. I am so excited today to have Deanna with us from Well and Worthy Life. I ran into Deanna through social media, as I have so many fabulous women, and she just sparked my interest. She has some great tips on fitness and healthy lifestyle, and she was so energetic and just darling. And she was talking about this new program she was creating. And I said, you know what? I need to talk to her because she sounds like a lady with a plan who knows what she's doing. So we got together and talked. And then I learned so much more about her journey and the challenges that she's faced in her personal life and the transitions that she's made in her career life. And I thought, you know what? I think that this could be really helpful to a lot of other women who are facing difficulties or just trying to get motivated to make a change. So I'm so happy to have Deanna here, and she's going to talk to us. Deanna, tell us a little bit about some of the things that have happened to you as you've gone through this, huge journey of change.
Well, Hillary, thank you so much for having me. You're so super sweet. I have been through quite a journey, just like we all go through these journeys, right, in life.
Yeah.
So, I started off, I was thinking about this the other day. All I really wanted to do was get married and have babies. And guess what? I did early. And unfortunately, my marriage was not a marriage where I could really be me. And I didn't know who I was. And then I lost myself even more. And fast forward to, I've got these three little wonderful boys, wonderful sons, but my husband, I could not stay married any longer. It was just not, it was a toxic relationship, and I couldn't, I really searched and I really dug deep, and it was really, really hard to make that decision. And it was a messy, ugly, ugly divorce. I do want to tell you that there is a happy ending later, because the great news is, as messy and ugly as that divorce was, we are civil now 15 years later, which is awesome. But it was really ugly and messy.
Right.
And I had been a really stay-at-home mom, although I had always thought I might do something, but I was a stay-at-home mom. And so I had to kind of reinvent myself. And I've reinvented myself many times, but it was tough. When I was divorced with these three little boys, I thought I would have nothing. Luckily, I got some money in my divorce. And then I did everything you're not supposed to do. I remarried again quickly because I wanted to be married. Look, that was my whole thing, right? I wanted to be married and have babies. And so I did it again, lost my alimony. Luckily, I still had child support, and that marriage ended pretty quickly too. After 2 years, I knew within 6 weeks it wasn't going to work out. And it was, talk about shame. There had never been divorce in my family at all. And now I'm divorced twice. So that was really tough. But again, I had to reinvent myself and figure out, now I got to get serious and go to work.
Right.
But try to go to work after all those years. I mean, I had a degree in marketing, but nobody's going to hire me because I had been volunteer this, homeroom mother, doing all that kind of stuff. But it was tough. Good news is I did find a business that I got involved with, Pure Bar,
which is great.
Yes, it is amazing workout. And I'd always been active all my life. And I think the biggest lesson I learned was, I was 40 when I got the first divorce, about 43, somewhere around there, when I got the second divorce. And I had always wanted, when I was younger, to teach exercise. That's all I could think of. It was back in the day with the step aerobics, but my first husband was very narcissistic and only wanted me to do what he wanted me to do. And that was not what he wanted me to do. So I walked into a Pure Bar studio and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to own one of these, because that's all I could think about, is that I could put money towards one. I didn't think that I could do anything else. So I told the young girls, they were in their 20s, early 20s, and I said, this is what I want to do. And I said, when y'all are ready to open another one, I'll help you and I'll back you financially. They said, Deanna, but we're not ready to open another one. We just got this one open. Why don't you become an instructor? I was like, well, no, I can't do that. I'm too old for that. which is crazy for me to think that now. Now I'm 55 and I've reinvented myself many times over since then. But that those young girls played such a pivotal role in encouraging me to go after something that I'd always wanted to do. But I was scared. I was like, I won't be good at this. I'm too old for this. I'm like, and that's where I found my purpose of helping women. I mean, it's really where I found it.
That is awesome. Yeah, I can relate. I was married before too, and it was the exact same thing of I got to get married. Like all my friends are getting married. That's what I'm supposed to do and have kids. And it was the exact same, not exactly the same situation, but it ended after 2 years. And yeah, it's so hard, but you persevered and really kind of created this whole wonderful life for yourself, which is just amazing, and showing these women that you can do it no matter what age you are. So
Sure.
what is your secret? What were some of the things that when you were going through these difficult times, what were a couple things that women can take away that you did that really helped you get through it all?
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, my faith is very, very, very strong. And so, number one thing is, and I always say this, when you go through tough times, that's when you become closest to God. And I can remember so many nights sitting and reading devotionals and stuff like that, and really, digging deep there and going deep because I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't, the shame I felt. And there was just so many things. So number one, it was God. Number one. The other thing was I'm a big reader. I've always been a big reader. I'm into self-help. I've always been into that stuff. So I constantly learning, wanting to learn more and how can I be better? And the other big thing is forgiveness, because I
Right.
was just talking to somebody the other day about this, is if you hold on to, like, I could have held on to this, being mad at my ex-husband because of why he didn't let me be who I was, but I had a role in that. I mean, I really did have a role in it. It took me getting out of it to see the role that I had in it. But now, I mean, I have forgiven him. And like I said, we had a messy divorce. We had a week-long trial. My oldest son had to testify in our court. I mean, it was nasty. And but I think he's even forgiven too. I think that we are on a whole different level now. So I think forgiveness is huge. And I will say working out was my stress reliever and always has been. So doing some sort of movement, I'm a big believer, because that releases a lot of oxytocin in our brains and makes us happier. It's a proven fact.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is so awesome. Yeah, faith and forgiveness. And yeah, I'm a self-help reader myself. Well, I'm glad that you were able to use those things, to help you move forward, because I think those are things that every person, no matter what transition, can turn to. And movement is so important, even if you have things like I have anxiety and so forth, and moving really helps to relieve some of that. So Deanna, tell us, the way that I kind of came upon you was this program that you were talking about, and just how you brought all your knowledge together. And by the way, you are happily married now.
I am. I'm on
Yeah,
my third marriage, and I say all the time, he's the best one I've had so far. I'm
yeah,
keeping
right.
him.
Yeah,
I'm keeping him.
yeah, good. Well, tell us about this program. Tell us where you are today. Where did you go from Pure Barre to get to the Balance program?
It's a little bit of a journey, but what happened was I was doing Pure Barre, loved it, loved helping the women, and that's where I found that gift. Well, fast forward into about 6 years, my mother passed away. And so when she passed away, I had to take care of her estate and take care of my stepfather, who was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. So I was away from my studio. And then when I would go back into my studio, I didn't know my clients, and it wasn't the same. So I sold my studio, and I was just going to take care. I was happily married again, and I was going to be a wife, and I was going to take care of my stepfather. But then with my journey with my stepfather, both my parents had passed away from cancer.
Oh
And I
God.
started thinking about that and thinking about taking care of my stepfather. And I decided that I needed to share my journey. So I started Well and Worthy Life just really as a blog to share my experiences. But we know God always has better plans, right? And it
Right.
evolved. And from there, I became a health coach. I got certified through IIN. I coached another program for a while and learned even more about group coaching, but I really knew that there was something missing out there. And the thing that was missing was something to help women over, I would say 40 and above, because
Hmm.
there's always stuff out there for the new moms, the working moms,
Right.
all this stuff out there for them. But as we become older, things change and
Yes.
things are different. And here's the thing, we're all different, right? So there is no one size fits all. We always want a quick fix. So I came up with the program Balance. And what it is it's a program, it's a 6 week experience. We call it an experience rather than a program, but it's a 6 week experience where we go through the things that I feel like are the most important to living a balanced life. Because look, as we get older, heck yeah, we want to look good, but
Right.
actually, it's more about the way we feel, right? I mean, I think it's, I mean, look, we're gonna have wrinkles, we're gonna have saggy skin, but having a community of women, like-minded women, and we talk about mindset, we talk about nourishment. I share all the strategies out there, the scientific strategies that work. And hormone health, oh my gosh, so
Yeah.
much about that, right? And movement and finding the right movement for you. And, just all the different things. Stress management, stress can age you quicker than anything.
Right. Yeah.
So
How
that's
some of
what's
the
up.
other problems you had a lady talking about pelvic floor on a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago on your podcast, and I've suffered from that, and a lot of it comes from stress.
It's so funny. When I had her on, I didn't even know that there was something like that. And I wish I would have known that there was somebody that could help, because especially after having babies, but there is, we don't even know. And I think that's why it is important to share with each other and be in these type communities. And, I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram, but I love it because I do get to connect with people like you. And the girl that Cassie, that was on my podcast about the pelvic floor. I mean, how would I have ever known? I didn't know. I'm 55 years old. I didn't know that there was somebody that could help with that.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, I know it takes a million doctors to get to somebody like that, by the way. But yes, I know I have the same relationship with social media, and I'm always challenged when I go on vacation to try to keep it going because I want to unplug. But I have met so many amazing women like you, and it's just such a pleasure. Well, Deanna, thank you so much for coming
Oh,
today
thank
and
you.
sharing with us. And Deanna does have a podcast, and she has some amazing women come on, everybody from fashion bloggers who share their journey, as well as like the pelvic floor gal in all aspects. So definitely check that out. I will link to it, and then check out her New Balance program because it sounds amazing. So I
Thank you. Thank
sounds
you
like
so
it's a
much.
great solution for anyone. So,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks, Hillary, for having me. I really appreciate it.
well, I'm so glad you joined us. Take care.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.